Steam locomotives were a great thing in this country, in this town. The Rock Island had a roundhouse. It was on 123rd Street, just east of Vincennes Avenue, and we lived at 119th and Vincennes, where the station was in there. I think anyone who lived near or close to a railroad, there were several things that you were fascinated by. The aroma of the steam, as it would exhaust from the engine, as it would make its traverse up and down the tracks, going to Joliet eventually, and then into Chicago. And there was something about the oil and grease that were used on the railroads. My father worked for New York Central Railroad in the roundhouse in the at 63rd Street, and so the aura of the time of these railroads was something that was fascinating, and some of the work that they had done, the diesels were the thing that really caused the demise of the steam locomotives. To build a fire in these things, it took quite a while to make a fire in it, get it fired up so that it could run, and then you had to stop and get water. I recall one incident where we were traveling over on the New York Central to Indiana, where I originally came from, and most of you, or many of you folks will remember the steam locomotives where they had a water tank, and the water tank then had a big pipe that swung out and dropped water down to the locomotive so that they could use that for to produce their steam with the engine. And when we would travel over there on straight runs on the railroad, they had a trough that was in the tracks. So they had a straight section of tracks, and we would do what they called take water on the fly. Well, as youngsters, when we'd ride along on the train or somewhere near South Bend area, why they'd start taking this water on, and the windows along the locomotive, along the railroad, along the cars we were in, why they would have a mist that would appear on there. And I recall my brother and I sitting there one day say, "Oh, look, it's raining." And we would say, "Oh, no, ma'am, that's not rain that you see on there. We're taking water on the fly." "Well, what's that?" And then we would explain this to him very proudly, what was taking place, where the water was going up in the chute and going up into the storage tank in the locomotive then, so it could be used for producing more steam.